Hello, my name is Jules. Welcome to our channel where we share information, tips, advice, etc. relating to investment, stocks, and cryptocurrencies. In today's video, we're going to talk about 5 best ways to invest $100 in 2022. But before that, if you're new to our channel, Investing Wise Academy, subscribe now and click the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. And now, let's get started! Do you know how much money you would have made if you had invested $100,000 in Google at the time it was just getting started? David Cheriton did exactly that. As a result, he now has a net worth of more than $6 billion. One of the best investment ever, I think. But not everyone is allowed to become a billionaire. Not everyone has an extra $100,000 to invest in a new startup. Nevertheless, there are countless opportunities everywhere. 1,700 people become millionaires just in the US every single day. And if you want to join them, you must begin somewhere. Therein lies the difficulty. Since 40% of Americans only make enough money to cover their basic expenses between paychecks, most people are unable to save up $1,000 to invest, but $100 easy. That is affordable for almost everyone. However, it appears that isn't much you can do with it, given that, for instance, a single share of Apple stock costs twice that amount, and I'm not even mentioning Amazon or Google. How much do you think $100 invested for 40 years at an 8% return would be worth, even if index funds are not an option? Only slightly more than $2,100. But don't worry, because there are great legit ways to invest even as little as $100 that we will share with you here in this video. So let's start with the first one. Number 1. Start a business. I'm aware that this statement is overused because it seems obvious that you require much more than $100 to launch a business. But believe it or not, there are few businesses that you can launch for as little as $100. The issue is that we tend to focus on starting large businesses rather than all smaller ones, which are much simpler to launch. For example, you could start a side business by purchasing a lawnmower for $100 and cutting neighbors' grass. We only had $100 when we first launched this channel. We started watching YouTube much later than most guys, far later than when it first launched. And I came to the conclusion that most of these YouTubers merely share their thoughts and experiences. Even the most prosperous ones began with very little. You're not required to launch a YouTube channel. Online businesses can be found in countless numbers and don't need a lot of funding. Let's say you have a talent for playing a violin or guitar. For as little as $100, you can hire someone to assist you with the shooting and editing, creating an online course out of it and sell it there. And the best part is that you don't even need a website because there are so many excellent platforms available right now to give away courses. And if it succeeds, you can gradually transform it to a real company. You can quickly recoup your investment and earn much more. Because almost everyone has access to the internet today, we are fortunate to live in this time and place. So for the majority of people, this is probably a great option. Number 2. Trade some stocks. Many people continue to read articles or watch videos about the stock market in the hopes of starting to invest at some point. If you haven't purchased a single stock, you probably find the stock market to be quite exciting. Many things begin to make sense once you get started. Reading about the stock market and watching videos about it are two different things from actually investing or trading. In practice, what seems so simple in theory isn't always that simple. You become upset when you purchase a stock and it declines in front of your very eyes. Your emotions take control when your brain shuts down. Your only concern will be limiting losses. When you learn, that is. Not making $100 into $1,000 is the goal. Experiencing the market is. Because your money is on the line when you trade with real money, you will be much more cautious. Finding the best company to invest your money in can be enjoyable. You will read about a variety of companies, examine their financial statements, determine whether or not their price is fair, and decide whether or not this company is worthwhile investing in. Even if you lose $100, this experience is wholly worthwhile. You will at least be familiar with how the market functions if you choose to invest a larger sum. Number 3. Invest in books. I grew up witnessing my parents' financial hardship and living paycheck to paycheck. I made promise to myself that I would not live that way when I was older. The issue, though, was that I was unsure of how to proceed. My parents assured me that if I continue to achieve high academic standing, I will find a good job when I am an adult and won't need to worry about money. However, the magic began when I started reading books outside of my class, and by accident I ran across Rich Dad Poor Dad. Since I use money every day, I was shocked to learn how little I knew about it when I was first introduced to it. You've probably heard this a million times, but the moment your mindset changes, your perspective shifts, and you begin to make new choices that gradually advance you toward financial independence. Many people think they are financial experts after watching one or two videos on YouTube. I'd like to ask you a question. In the last week, how many videos have you watched? Dozens, if not hundreds. YouTube is entertainment, so you might pick up a few things, but it won't stick like when you read a book because it typically takes you a few days, if not weeks, to finish a single book, and by that point, this concept will already be ingrained in you. Number 4. Buy and sell. Many people lack even the most fundamental business knowledge. They haven't earned a single dollar outside of their job because they are so depleted by the system. As a result, they keep delaying starting a new business when you tell them to because the world is so unfamiliar to them. But since selling is the sole focus of the business, the majority of companies simply buy their products at a discount and resell them for a profit. Consider the grocery store that is close to your home. They don't have the products they sell. They work with a vendor. Although it is more difficult to implement, the business process is simpler than you might think. The good news is that you can do without incurring significant costs or opening your store. Simply visit eBay and look for items you can, for instance, resell to your neighbors for a marginally higher price. Your social skills, analytical skills, and negotiating skills will all improve as a result for that experience. With $100, you might not be able to make much money from buying and selling. However, you will gain much more knowledge than you would with a 4-year business degree. You'll need to conduct a market analysis and consider factors such as who your potential customers and the right place to charge, how to interact with customers, and the host for other factors. Some people rely on these for their livelihood. But here's another suggestion if you decide that's not for you. Number 5. Learn a valuable skill. You could also use that $100 to educate yourself in the field that you will pay off handsomely in the future. If you require a side job or having financial difficulties, this is probably your best choice. Invest in a social media training program. Nowadays, every company is looking for someone who truly comprehends how these algorithms operate. Alternately, you could study web design, copywriting, and graphic design. There are countless opportunities available online. Of course, there are free resources available, including on YouTube, so why pay for a course? Typically, free content is inferior to courses that cost money. After completing the entire course, you feel as though you have learned the skills because they are better organized. The free stuff requires you to search for each item separately in contrast to this. And secondly, after you pay for something, you feel compelled to enroll in it since you spend $100 on it. It's likely to inspire you to act after completing the course in order to recoup your costs. All the options we discussed in this video are more about educating yourself because $100 isn't a lot of money and you can't do much with it. Enhancing your analytical and business skills and gaining worthwhile experience will pay it off in the long run. And that's a wrap for today's video. We recommend you also watch our video about how to retire by investing $1,000 and the top 5 most profitable business ideas for 2022. We will leave the links in the description below. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. I appreciate you watching this video until the end. Subscribe to our channel and click the notification bell so you won't miss any of our informative videos. We'll see you in our other videos. I'm Jules once more.